Chapter 13 of Deuteronomy is a stark warning against idolatry. It serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of unwavering faith and loyalty to God. It outlines the dangers of being lured away from worshipping the one true God. The text is clear and unambiguous, emphasizing the severe consequences of turning to other deities. Imagine the weight of these words on the Israelites. They were a people on the brink of a new chapter in their history, standing at the threshold of the Promised Land. They were poised to enter the Promised Land, a land filled with different cultures and different gods. The temptation to assimilate and adopt these foreign practices was immense. The chapter presents a series of scenarios, each more challenging than the last. These hypothetical situations were designed to test the Israelites' resolve and commitment to their faith. What if a prophet arises in your midst, performing signs and wonders, but encourages you to follow other gods? This scenario challenges the very core of their belief system. What if your own family member, even your closest friend, tries to entice you to turn away from God? The text urges the Israelites to remain steadfast, even in the face of such personal and emotional trials. The message is clear. Loyalty to God must come above all else. The Israelites were called to be a people set apart, dedicated to their faith and to the commandments given to them. As they prepared to enter the Promised Land, these warnings served as a crucial guide, helping them navigate the complexities of their new environment while staying true to their beliefs. To truly understand Deuteronomy 13, we must journey back in time. Picture the Israelites on the brink of a new era. They've wandered the desert for decades, tested and refined by hardship. Now they're about to inherit a land flowing with milk and honey. But this new land came with a significant risk: exposure to different faiths and practices. The surrounding nations worshipped a pantheon of gods and goddesses. The Israelites, used to the stark simplicity of the desert, would be confronted with a dizzying array of new beliefs. Deuteronomy 13 emphasizes the paramount importance of faith. The Israelites were to remain steadfast in their devotion to Yahweh, their God. This was not merely a suggestion, but a matter of life and death. Their very survival, their identity as a people chosen by God, depended on it. The chapter stresses that true faith isn't swayed by miracles or wonders. It's about trusting God's word above all else. It's about recognizing that even the most convincing illusions pale in comparison to the enduring truth of God's promises. Obedience to God's law is another crucial theme in Deuteronomy 13. The Israelites were to follow God's commandments diligently, not picking and choosing which rules suited them. This obedience wasn't about blind submission. It was about recognizing God's wisdom and authority. Their obedience was an act of love, a demonstration of their commitment to the covenant. It was a way of honoring the God who had liberated them from slavery and guided them through the wilderness. Deuteronomy 13 doesn't shy away from the consequences of straying from God. Idolatry, the worship of any other god, was considered a grave offense. It was a betrayal of the covenant and a direct affront to God's sovereignty. The chapter details severe punishments for those who turned away from God. These punishments, while harsh by today's standards, highlight the seriousness of the offense. They underscore the importance of remaining faithful in a world that constantly tempted them with alternatives. Though written centuries ago, Deuteronomy 13 still holds profound relevance for us today. Its teachings transcend time and culture, offering wisdom that is applicable in our modern lives. We may not face the same threats of physical idols carved from stone or wood, but the world is still filled with things that compete for our allegiance. These modern idols come in many forms, such as technology, material wealth, and even personal ambitions. We are constantly bombarded with messages that challenge our faith. Social media, advertisements, and even peer pressure can lead us astray and tempt us to compromise our values. The struggle to maintain our integrity and stay true to our beliefs is a daily battle. The call to unwavering faith, a faith that does not waver in the face of adversity, to obedience rooted in love, a love that is selfless and pure, and to resistance against anything that draws us away from God, remains as relevant as ever. This resistance is not just about saying no to temptations, but also about actively choosing what is right and just. This chapter reminds us that our choices have consequences, not just for ourselves, but for those around us as well. And choosing to follow God is ultimately the most fulfilling path. It leads to a life of purpose, peace, and true happiness, guiding us through the complexities of modern life with timeless wisdom. Are you ready for the next chapter? Just click here to go straight to it.